Good morning. You're seeing this Wednesday morning, but I just got to tell you truthfully, I'm shooting this Tuesday afternoon. For a number of reasons, I'm needing to shoot the Coffee with Bob a little early. It is Tuesday afternoon. The polls are still open. People are still voting all across our city and all across our nation. It really has been an exciting day. I've been watching and seeing how up in Edmond, there's been a number of polling places where people are stretched around the building and a half a mile down the street. They're having to wait 2.5 hours to be able to vote. You know, Marsh and I get to vote at the church. We live right here downtown. And so we were watching the line closely. It really was long this morning, but we went out there and caught it at about 10:30 today, and I happened to click on my timer, and it took me 43 minutes and 40 seconds from the time that I got into line to the time I put my ballot into the machine, and it said, "Your ballot has been received." Now, I got to tell you, there's something exciting about that. I know it's much more efficient to be able to vote by mail, and I have a lot of friends who do that, and they tell me, boy, it sure was great to have it done and to vote by mail. And I get that, but I like being able to go in to get my ballot and to be able to mark it. And there's something special when you go over to that machine and you put it in and it said, your vote has been received. I just like that because it really is an important act of making sure that I vote. And today I really had a lot of emotion about doing this, and I think for a lot of different reasons. There's something important about saying my vote matters. I'm only one of probably going to be 150 million votes cast across our nation. But there's something about living in a democracy that says one vote does matter, and it's important. But secondly, I also had another feeling, and that was a feeling of gratitude. As I stood there and I voted, and I got through and I was going to go over to that machine, I couldn't help but think that this is the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II. Earlier this year, we talked about the end of the World War in Europe, and then not long ago, it was the end of the war in Japan, in the Pacific. And I think of all the people who fought. I mean, they left their families, and I think of the sacrifices they made, and I think of how many people died, how many people were wounded and forever changed. And they gave me that freedom, that right to be able to vote. And today, as I cast my ballot, I was filled with an incredible sense of gratitude. Grateful for those who kept me in a free country so that I could cast my vote and have my voice heard. But I've also been hearing so much going on right now about people who are waiting for the results of this election, and they're having election anxiety. They're so upset and so afraid. What are the results going to be? And I just got to tell you, besides feeling gratitude, I also feel a sense of peace. Because there's one of the things that I've also come to realize is the results are out of my hands. I am only one vote out of 150 million, and I don't get to control what everybody else thinks. No, the results are out of my hands. And like everybody else, I'm going to be sitting up tonight and I'm going to be watching and waiting and hoping that we get some indication of how the election's going to go tonight, but I don't know that we will. But no, the feeling that I have is a sense of peace because, as I told you yesterday, tomorrow morning when I get up, I'm going to think about William Temple and how William Temple, Archbishop of Canterbury, there in London back in the 1940s, with all the chaos in the world, he said, if we vote wisely, God reigns. And if we vote less than wisely, God reigns. I know that Wednesday morning, God reigns. And I know that I am so blessed that I get to get up, and I'm going to go to work at the church, and I'm going to be focused on sharing God's love and bringing hope to the world. I'm going to be focused on working on Advent and all the Christmas series. We have some wonderful surprises in store for you. And I tell you that as a family of faith, we are going to worship throughout the month of December and celebrate Christmas and the good news that Jesus Christ is born. Now Christ is going to be born. God reigns. And whatever the election results are, it is not going to change for one moment what I do. I'm going to go out and share God's love and bring hope in the world. You and I get to choose how we live. Regardless of election results, you and I get to decide today. We're going to go out and live with the confidence that God reigns, and we're going to choose to love our neighbor, no exception. Go out and make today a great day.